Here's the one I would demand immediately an apology for from the media. Demand them. Folks, the Trump campaign was in contact with Russian intelligence is bull. It's bull. This is a made-up story. They keep using this guy, Konstantin Kilimnik, who Paul Manafort, Trump's one-time campaign manager for a brief period, was in contact with. And they keep saying, look, Manafort was in contact with Kilimnik. Kilimnik was Russian intel. Does everybody get that? That is the basis by which these idiots still to this day claim, well, the PP tape may not be real, but collusion was possible because the Trump team was in contact with Russian intelligence. Folks, Kilimnik was an Obama administration source. So if the Manafort and the Trump team was in contact with Kilimnik, who was Russian intelligence, air quotes, then so was the Obama administration. Here, Aaron Mate has details on this right here. He says, here's one of the rumors that has to be put to rest right away, and we should get a correction for, that the Trump campaign aides had repeated contacts with Russian intelligence. This was by Michael Schmidt and Mazzotti at the New York Times. Mark Mazzotti. They say on February 14, 2017, just one day after Flynn resigned, the New York Times fanned the flames of the growing Trump-Russia inferno. Phone records and intercepted calls show that members of Donald J. Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and other Trump associates had repeated contacts with senior Russian intelligence officials in the year before the election, according to 4 current and former American officials, the Times reported. That's false. That is false. Retract and apologize for this nonsense story immediately. The guy they're talking about is this Konstantin Kilimnik. If you're a regular listener to this podcast, you know I brought this up a lot. Why? Because this rumor that the Trump team was in contact with Kilimnik, who was Russian intel, continues to float around. Here, Mate points out the fact that if this guy's Russian intelligence, and someone explain this. Here, bullet point 1, that Kilimnik had shared this same publicly available polling data he allegedly got from Manafort with Americans. It was public polling data. That the FBI still doesn't deem Kilimnik a Russian intelligence officer, instead claiming he has unspecified, quote, ties. So he's a Russian intel officer who got public polling data for Manafort that Manafort gave to others too. But he's a Russian intel officer that the FBI doesn't deem a Russian intel officer? And you media idiots still reporting this? Oh, it goes on. As I've told you 1,000 times now, Kilimnik had been a long-time valued State Department source, even in the Obama administration. Weird, huh? Thought he's Russian intel. That Kilimnik had traveled to the U.S. on a civilian Russian passport, not the suspicious diplomatic passport Mueller alleged without ever producing it. And even the Senate Intel Committee was, quote, unable to obtain direct evidence of what Kilimnik did with the polling data and whether that data was shared further. Folks, the story is a hoax. The media should apologize and retract immediately for this story. There is no evidence whatsoever of any Trump campaign official cavorting with so-called Russian intelligence. Kilimnik was an Obama-era State Department source. They're just making that story up. The FBI doesn't even deem this guy a Russian intel officer. My gosh, man, get your heads out of your collective rumps. It's disgusting. I'm very proud to say if you listen to this show, you're on the right side of the truth. You've known this the whole time. Mate's piece is great. Debunks some more Russian nonsense as well. Check it out. It's worth your time.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show.